Happy Monday, Bernie Bobcats. It is Miss Carlson, and I'm coming at you with day 5 for elapsed time. So we're going to do elapsed time for today and tomorrow. So you'll have 6 total days. So you're on video 5 today, video 6 tomorrow. And then we're going to move to quadrilaterals on Wednesday, which is going to be our new topic for the upcoming couple days. So stay tuned for that because that'll be a fun one for sure. So today for elapsed time, I feel like we've spent a lot of time on the number line. So I'm going to teach you one new strategy that you can use. So our brains all work a little differently. We learn in different ways. That's why we teach you so many different strategies, because you might have been doing the number line and really been like, just can't figure out how to get this number line right. It might stress you out. It might not work for you, or it might work amazingly. When I show you the strategy today, you're like, oh, I don't like that. I'm not going to use that. You pick whatever works best for you as long as you're doing successful things with that strategy, okay? So today I'm going to teach you the teach heart strategy. So I'm going to share my screen with you and show you the plans for today. So up here are your math plans for day 1. And you have a word problem warm-up, and today's word problem is elapsed time. Later on in the week, it's going to get mixed up into some addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. You kind of have to figure out what operation you're going to do. So then you'll come and watch this YouTube video, and then you've got some workbook pages to do after you watch Brain Pop Jr.'s video on Clever. So I added that down there. I added the link on the plans. And then down here for your math plans today, here are the problems. It says Monday math work. So these, it's just 5 word problems, and it's all based on the Brain Pop Jr. video. So it won't give you the answers, but it'll help you solve it. And my goal for you today is to solve these word problems using the T-chart strategy. Now, if you're like, no, I don't even want to try it, I'd like you to try maybe 1 or 2 problems, and if you figure out it doesn't work for you, you don't have to use it anymore. Use the number line. But give it a try today. Send in a picture to your teacher. They can look over it and see how well you did on it, okay? So the anchor charts for today are right here. And if you notice, these anchor charts look similar, but they're not exactly the same. That's because these 2 teachers did it differently. There's no right or wrong way on the T-chart to do time or to add time this side or the opposite. So if you look at this very first one right here, it says elapsed time, minutes, and hours. The word problem says, yesterday, I met my friends at the park for a snow angel day. We started at 9:45 and made 100 snow angels by 1:23. How do you know how long we worked? So right here is a definition of the T-chart. It says a time T-chart can help you count elapsed time. On the left side of the chart, you'll be writing the hours and minutes you need to add. And then on the right side, you'll keep track of that time. So I like this one. The other one looks exactly the same. In fact, we'll come over here and so we can compare and contrast them. This one that a teacher drew on an anchor chart, she has the time on the opposite side than the teacher on the other side. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you can remember which one is the time and which one is the hours and minutes. So at the top of your T-chart, you're going to add or write the words time or add hours and minutes, okay? So over here, this teacher had just going from 8:35 to 9:45. So she went from 8:35 to 9:35, and she knows that she added an hour. So then she knows that she needed to just add 10 more minutes until she got to 9:45. So in total, the elapsed time between 8:35 and 9:45 is 1 hour and 10 minutes, okay? All right, so I'm going to show you an example. Let me go over here to this one first. So this teacher says the begin time was 9:45 a.m. and 1:23 p.m. because they were doing snow angels. The elapsed time they had to solve for. So she started at this time right here, 9:45, and wrote start next to it. And then she added an hour until she couldn't add any more hours, and she knew that if she added another hour after 12:45, it would be 1:45, and that was past the time. So I'm going to show you how to do this strategy now. So if you want to with me, you can work with scratch paper with me. I'm not solving any of the word problems on the math lesson plans for today because I want you to solve those today and check them with me tomorrow. So that'll be your challenge for the day, to solve the word problem warm-up and the word problem at the bottom. And tomorrow, that's what we'll go over with our T-chart. All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you right now and have our whiteboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my T-chart. Okay, and it's called a T-chart because it's in the shape of a T, easy to remember. So now up here, I'm going to write start. Now I'm going to use my finger. I'm going to write start, and I'm going to write end. Okay, so this is not the label. This is just simply the time. So we're going to be looking for the elapsed time between 8:05 a.m. and the end time will be 11:25 a.m. Okay, so now we need to label our T-chart. So we wrote our start and our end. It's always good to go ahead and write what you're working with at the top of it, because then you don't forget, oh, what time did I start? What time did I end? It's right there. It's a visual for you. So now in this side right here, I'm going to write time. And on this side over here, I'm going to write add. And in parentheses, I'm going to write hours and minutes. I'm going to abbreviate them. All right, so now my T-chart is labeled. Now remember, you can do add over here and time over here, but you just have to make sure that you keep track of it. I like this way, so this is the way that works best with my brain, so this is the way I'm going to use it in our video. So we're going to start. The start time is 8:05, and remember they said a.m., so I'm going to put a.m. because that's going to be important, and we end in the a.m. too, so the elapsed time will still be within the morning time. But 8:05, now over here I write the word start, okay? I haven't added any times yet. I'm just go ahead and labeling my start time so I can add. All right, so from 8:05 until 11:25, I know in my brain that between 8 and 11 is more than 1 hour. So I can go ahead and add one of my hours, like a mountain on my number line. So right here, I'm gonna put a plus sign, plus 1 hour. So now I look at 8:05, I'm gonna add an hour to 8:05. So 8:05, only the hour is changing. The next hour that comes is 9:05 a.m., okay? So now I'm gonna think, can I add another hour? What hour comes after 9:05? Well, that's simply 10:05 a.m. Okay, so I can add that because I haven't gone past 11:25. So then I'm thinking, can I add another hour? Well, I can, because after 10:05, the next hour is 11:05 a.m. Okay, so now I'm thinking, okay, well, can I add another hour? Well, I know after 11 o'clock comes 12 o'clock, and 12:05 is past 11:25. It's past my end time. I can't do that. Now I have to move into my minutes. If you're doing the number line, you move into your hills. So I am looking between the difference between 11:05 and 11:25. So there's a couple ways that you can do this. You can add them by 5 minutes. So I can add 5 minutes to each of those. Let me add my one right here, sorry. I can add 5 minutes to each of those. Or I can use my wonderful third grade brain. Oops. I am so sorry, it's not letting me write. Okay, I have some technical difficulties. All right, so I can either add by 5 minutes, so I can go 11:05 plus 5, 11:10 plus 5. You can do that, that's perfectly fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to think 11:05, 11:25. I'm finding the difference between 25 and 5, 25 minutes and 5 minutes. Well, 25 minus 5, I know that's 20 minutes. So I can just simply put my plus 20 minutes. We're doing like one big hill. Now 11:05 plus 20 minutes, my hour's not changing, it's still 11. I'm just adding 20 to 5. 20 plus 5 is 25 a.m. So now we've got to our end time. I'm gonna write end right here. Now all I have to do is take all of these hours. So 1 hour plus 1 hour plus 1 hour is 3 hours. And since we did not go, and remember, you could have done 5, 10, 15, 20, you could have done 5 hills and but you got the same answer. If you want to take it slower like that, you can. I just knew in my mind, I knew the difference between 11:05 and 11:25 was just 20 minutes because 25 minus 5 is 20. So I went ahead and did one big hill. So now it's 3 hours and 20 minutes. So the elapsed time in this word problem is 3 hours and 20 minutes, okay? So here is a picture of the T-chart elapsed time. So this is another strategy you can use. It's like doing the number line without doing all the hops and jumps. You're kind of doing it more mentally. So I will say this strategy is a little bit more of a challenge, but if the number line, if you're struggling with that, I highly suggest giving this one a try. So I'm going to challenge you today to solve this word problem, and you have these resources in your PowerPoint, by the way. I'm going to challenge you to solve the word problem warm-up about Mrs. Williams going to the grocery store, and this one down at the bottom. It says the current time is 1:23 p.m. What time will it be in 2 hours and 17 minutes? So with this one, you know the start time. You know all the time that you're going to add. You just will show what the times are after you add 2 hours and 17 minutes. So you're looking for the end time in that word problem, okay? So I'm gonna challenge you to do both of those. Take a picture of them. Look at the video tomorrow. I'm gonna solve both of them using this new T-chart elapsed time strategy tomorrow in our video, okay? So great job today. I hope some of you find the strategy helpful. I hope it helps people who were struggling with the number line strategy. If you have any questions, of course, take pictures, reach out to your teacher, let me know if you need anything, but I hope you have a wonderful day, Bobcat.